guys, welcome back. So today I am doing a video on something that gets requested a lot, and that is how to save money. Now, some of these tips are just general how to save money tips, and then some other tips are for specifically the military. So hopefully I can give you some good tips in this video on things that I like to do and things that you could potentially do in the future to save you money. So let's get started. So one of the most important things that I think is overlooked when it comes to saving money is acknowledging who is the saver and who is the spender in your relationship. I think that there is one of each in every single relationship, or at least most relationships, there's one of each. There's a saver and a spender. And most arguments in relationships come from arguing over money. And I think that's because they don't acknowledge who is the saver and who is the spender. Connor and I definitely fall into this stereotype of saver and spender. I am the saver and he is the spender. And we both acknowledged why we do things like that. And it's because I was raised lower middle class, and so saving to me is super important. My mom, when we would go out to the mall or something to window shop, because we didn't actually shop because we were so like lower class, we would go, and if we would say we were hungry, she would say we have food at home. And you know, his is the opposite, where if he wanted food, he got it because they had the money. And so we both acknowledge that like when he wants something, his mindset is to get it because he has the money for it. Whereas mine is, if you don't need it, you don't need to buy it. And so we're like on totally opposite spectrums. And I think that's what happens for the most part in like marriages or relationships, is you're both kind of opposite, and so then you butt heads. And so acknowledging like your past, acknowledging why you're like that, you can really come together and say, okay, let's kind of compromise. And so you both have to be on the same page when it comes to saving. You both have to want to save, because not one person can just save. You both have to want to save, and you both have to come up with a plan on how to save. So after you two have acknowledged that you both want to save and you have both set a goal towards saving, then you can do the 10-10-80 rule. And the 10-10-80 rule, like the 10 and the 10 can vary, but for me and Connor, the 10-10-80 is we tithe 10% of our money, we save 10% of our money, and the 80 we live on. And if you're not a part of a church or you don't tithe, you could also do like 10% towards if you need to pay off loans, or if you want to give that money to charity or something. You could always do that first 10 for something else. But you should always stick to like 10% goes to something, another 10% goes to savings, and then 80% you live on. Or you could do 10, 20, 70, or you could do 15, 15, 70, or you know, like you can chop it up, but the last number should be what you think you can live on. 80% is usually a pretty good number to live on. Now, something that I also do, because we both work and we can live off just his money, is I put all of my money in my savings account. And so I can pay off college loans and whatever else I want to pay off, or you know, whatever. But then we have like so much in savings that we could use for like traveling one day, or you know, traveling, I don't know, but it just like saves a lot of money because he's making money that we can live on, I'm also making money, and so I just put all the money aside because I think it's better to live comfortably than to have like an excess of money and just spend on random things. So if I just like put all my money in savings at once, then we won't like overuse our money, if that makes sense. So something that I'll also mention that we don't do, but I know a lot of military families do, is shop on base, like at the next or the commissary, and also get gas on base. So for us, we live about 15 minutes away from base, and our base doesn't even have a next, and the closest next is like 30 minutes away. So it would be pointless for us to do that because it wouldn't save money. But if you do live on base, if you do live close to a base or a next, then I would suggest going there because it's tax-free, and obviously you're gonna save money that way. So another way that you can save money is downloading a whole bunch of random saving apps. And the ones that I really like to use are Ibotta, Checkout 51, I sometimes use Ebates, but the one that I use the most is the Walmart app. If you don't know about the Walmart app, basically if you go to Walmart, you know, purchase your things, whatever, you have the app, and there's this thing on the Walmart app called a savings catcher, and you scan your receipt, and Walmart basically looks up all the stores in your area to see if the prices are lower. If the prices are lower, Walmart will give you money back from those specific items. So sometimes I buy yogurt at Walmart, it's like $1.15 or something, and at another store it's $1, and so I'll get back that 15 cents for each one that I buy. So it's kind of nice because you start to collect money. You don't make a whole lot of money from it. Like, I've probably made $60 in like a year or two, so you're not making like a ton of cash, but I'm saving $60 that I could potentially use on another shopping trip and like get all of my groceries for free. So it's pretty cool. You start to save a little bit of money, and it's always exciting like getting money back. So that could be something else that you want to use. So there are 2 ways to save money at hotels. The first thing that I heard about was ask for the military rated rooms. That's kind of hard to say, military rated rooms. So whenever you go to a hotel, there's usually the military rate, and it's usually 1 queen size bed or 2 twin size beds, and we kind of like vary which one we get. That doesn't matter, but usually they're lower priced than the actual price. Now, something that me and Connor have learned is if you are a member of Marriott or some other hotel, you get cheaper prices than even the military rated room. And so we're always like, well, then we'll go with the Marriott. So always, like, if you call them, just say we're military and we're Marriott members, which one's cheaper, because we would really like to book a room with you, blah, 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 blah. So just ask them the prices of both and then choose the one that's the best offer. Now, another thing that everybody wants to know, obviously, is how to save on flights. I go through so many avenues when looking for flights. I research my butt off when it comes to flights. I search Expedia, I search just Google Flights. If you go like, you know how there's like Google Translate or whatever, there's a Google Flights. And you can go through that and it'll give you like a full list of all the flights. You can actually follow some flight Instagram accounts and they will give you like their deals of the week or deals of the whatever. But that's kind of like if you're being spontaneous. But there's just like tons of ways that you can save on flights. I really just rely on Expedia for a lot of my flights, but then I also just research. Another secret that someone told me is if you are looking for flights on your computer, if you're looking at Google, if you're looking at Expedia, whatever, if you want to book a flight, use a different computer to purchase your flight. And this is like kind of one of those silly things just to save you money. But when you're looking for flights for a few days, supposedly the flights will go up from what you're seeing because it knows that you're looking and blah, 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 supposedly. I've never actually seen it where it makes a difference, but supposedly they are charging you more if you have been searching for a long time on your computer and then you purchase on your computer. So maybe clear your caches or go to a different computer and see if it's a lower price. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really hurt to go to a different computer. But yeah, there's like a little tip for you. Also, Southwest gives discounts to military. I haven't really seen them giving like super big discounts. I don't ever use Southwest because the discounts that they give, like, they just don't seem like good enough deals. Also, another thing that you can use are Space A flights. I won't even go into what Space A is because it's so confusing to me, but basically you sign up for Space A flights and then you go to the airport and hopefully you get a flight. It's one of those you may or may not. If they have an open seat, then you're gonna get one. So if you wanna know more about those, because those are free, I'll leave a link below so that you can like do your research. So the last thing that me and Connor do to cut costs is we don't have cable. All we have is Netflix and Hulu, and that's all we have. If you are not a big cable person, then get rid of it because it costs a lot of money. If you watch like a couple shows, like try to find them on the internet or something, because the internet basically has everything and you don't need TV. If you're worried about like, what about my sports? Get a subscription to ESPN, get a subscription to one of those sports channels, and you'll be able to stream them online. So that's what me and Connor do. We just stream sports onto our TV. So you really don't need cable anymore. Like, I don't know who has cable. I don't have cable. Like, I don't think cable is like a thing anymore. So if you still do have cable, get rid of it because it can save you a lot of money. So that's it for my video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it gave you a little bit of helpful tips on how to save money. If you want me to do another video on how to save money, there's probably like a million things that I do to save money, but I can't fit them all in one video. But if you do want me to do them, let me know in the comments. And also if you want me to do any more like different saving videos, I don't know what else there would be, but you guys are awesome because you always think of some new ideas for me. So if you have an idea for a different saving money video, definitely leave them in the comments also. And also, of course, you can always leave whatever your heart desires in the comments, but be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you are not already. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.